Hi everyone, this is Gaima Perez, and today I am going to present my capstone project to my audience. I have been working on this for the last 4 weeks. This is my last course to achieve my goal of getting my bachelor's in arts and criminal justice. And without further ado, I want to introduce you to my audience. We have my brother, my sister-in-law, and behind the camera, we have my husband. All right, let's get right into this. Okay, so today I will be discussing the effectiveness of prison release work programs and focusing on the impact on recidivism and employment in the state of Florida. This presentation will have evidence that supports work release programs and explains how work release programs are a transformative solution to reducing recidivism and former inmates being able to obtain jobs. All right, let's go next. Before starting my presentation, I want to let you guys know that this is a interactive presentation, meaning I will briefly pause and ask questions, so be prepared, or else. Just kidding. Before we start the presentation, my first question of the night is going to be, do we know what recidivism is? Does anyone know? No? Okay, cool. That's what we're here. So, let's go ahead and change the slide. Alright, let's talk about recidivism. It is a persistent challenge in the criminal justice system. Despite rehabilitation efforts, many individuals struggle to break free from the cycles of incarceration. With that being said, I'm going to present how work release programs help, post recidivism, and how they help former inmates obtain employment, and how they're actually good for inmates when they're ready to transition back into society. In the state of Florida, according to the Department of Corrections 2021, it defines recidivism as the return to prison as a result of either a new conviction or a violation post-prison supervision within 3 years of their prior release date. Can anyone tell me why do you think can anyone think of reasons why it's important for inmates to gain work experience before being released?
It's to help them get situated for life after prison.
Okay.
I'm assuming it would be like to keep them out of jail.
Okay. Good. Next slide, please. All right, let's talk a little bit about the history of work release programs in the state of Florida. In Florida, prison work release programs have shown significant evolution. According to the Florida Senate Interim Project Report of 2004, the Florida legislature authorized the Department of Corrections in 1967 to provide work release programs to assist selected inmates nearing the end of their terms of imprisonment. What this means is inmates were allowed to work in the community during the daytime and return to the facility at nighttime after the workday was done. And over the time, these programs have evolved and expanded. Benefiting from partnerships with various organizations, they are crucial for reducing recidivism, enhancing public safety, and supporting economic growth by helping inmates gain work experience and skills. Let's talk about the impact on recidivism. Prison work release programs play a vital role in reducing recidivism by addressing core issues that lead to reoffending. These programs do more than provide an inmate with jobs. They help develop life skills, foster responsibility, and connect individuals with the workforce. Studies, such as one by Duros et al. 2014, have shown that longer periods without rearrest are associated with a decreased likelihood of future arrests. In Florida, recidivism rates for inmates released in recent years revealed that work release programs contribute to a significant reduction in reoffending. Okay, next slide, please. Let's talk about ways Florida is reducing recidivism through organizations. Prison work release programs have emerged as a critical strategy for reducing recidivism rates by providing inmates with opportunities to gain work experience, develop job skills, and reintegrate back into society. According to the Florida Department of Corrections, a data was collected by the end of June 2023. 7,120 inmates were released from the quarter of April to June. Within 3 years, 57.7% of these individuals were arrested, 36% were convicted, and 22.68% were reincarcerated. Based on these statistics, how can work release programs tackle these challenges? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Not that I know of.
No? Okay, no worries. So, these programs are tackling the challenges through partnerships with organizations, such as prison rehabilitative industries and diversified enterprises, which going forward we're going to refer to it as PRIDE. The Florida Department, between 2018 and 2019, report states that PRIDE is a state-authorized private not-for-profit internationally recognized inmate training company that services facilities and correctional institutions. And what this means is that participants had 8.95 recidivism rates after 6 months compared to the state's 28%, which is impressive. This example demonstrates the effectiveness of work release programs, that they can be changing for the lives and improving public safety. Now let's talk about the financial stability and community benefits from prison release work programs. Work release programs also provide financial stability by garnishing wages for room and board and allowing inmates to save. For instance, in Polk County, work programs save taxpayers over $1 million. These programs reduce financial pressures, helping former inmates avoid returning to criminal activities due to economic hardships. And these programs also foster community partnerships, which can further enhance job prospects for former inmates. Community challenges, and now let's look at the community partnerships and employment challenges. So community partnerships are essential for work release programs. For example, Operation New Hope's Ready for Work program received substantial funding to provide job skills training. However, social stigmas and barriers still challenge employment opportunity for former inmates. Vocational training is a foundation of work release programs. Programs like Florida Ready to Work provide inmates with in-demand skills and certifications, significantly improving their chances of finding stable employment. The Culinary Arts program has demonstrated how such training can lead to successful reintegration into the community. Studies show that vocational training can increase post-release employment by 28%, underscoring its importance in reducing recidivism. Let's now change a little and talk about the statistics of recidivism, and we're going to go ahead and look at it by gender. Over here, this is data that was collected from the Florida Department of Corrections, and in this study is from the Florida Prison Recidivism Report released from 2008 to 2019. This specific study is from 2017. So, males have a 25.7% recidivism, and females have a 12.8%. The average time served for male is 47 months, whereas female is only 28 months. Also, approximately 33% of females release has some type of supervision to follow compared to 38 males, highlighting that female recidivism rates are significantly lower than male rates, suggesting potential gender-related factors affecting the programs. Now, what do you guys think is one of the reasons why females would have lower recidivism rate than males?
Maybe less female population being incarcerated.
Okay.
And female are less aggressive, so they tend to go back to society a lot easier.
Okay, yeah, those are some really good points. Sometimes also it could be, the social support, and maybe females have different goals than males once they're released after post incarceration. So those are some very good points on why females would have less recidivism rates than male. Going now to statistics based on primary offense and drug offense type. So, looking at the rates by primary offense, once again, this data was collected from the Florida Department of Corrections, and this report is from 2021. So, starting at the lowest, working up to the highest, we have lowest murder manslaughter, which is 17.4, drug offense 19.4, weapon charges 21.7. Then, we're going to jump up to robbery being 28.2, burglary 27.9, property related offenses, which are damage to properties, theft, fraud, they range 24% to 26%. Jumping onto the drug offense, drug possession is 22.4, manufacture, sale, purchase is 20.6, and drug trafficking is 11.7. What this means is that while work release programs are effective, it varies depending on the type of offenses. Okay, next slide please. Going into the barriers and stigmas, we're going to talk about one of the most challenging facets of re-entry, which is overcoming inmate barriers. A criminal record often carries a stigma, making it difficult for individuals to find work. Many employers are resistant to hiring individuals with a history of incarceration, especially the ones with little work experience and gaps in their work history, leaving employers with the feeling of liability and questioning the individual's reliability. Participants face challenges such as transportation access or difficulties obtaining specific documentation like a driver's license. Also, according to the Florida Tax Watch in 2017, employment has been shown to reduce recidivism by as much as 50%, meaning that it's important to have employment after incarceration so we eliminate the barriers that come along with having a criminal record, but these still exist unfortunately, and it's something that is being worked on. But like I had mentioned, the work release program is not perfect. It's just about having it and putting it to inmates getting the best they can get from the program, and then putting the knowledge that they obtain into real life once they're released. All right. Let's talk about the support through work release programs. Work release programs do more than just help inmates secure jobs. They prepare them for the job market through resume building, references, and mock interviews. These programs help participants present themselves as professionals. This preparation makes them more attractive candidates to employers, even those hesitant to hire someone with a criminal record. Moreover, many inmates who participate in these programs start believing in themselves, which is very important because confidence is key, and it breaks down the barriers and bridges the gaps between incarceration and re-entry into society, reintegration into society. Work release programs work when inmates start believing that they can be productive members of society and are encouraged to succeed in their future endeavors. Right, let's go to the next slide. Success stories and personal growth. In order for me to demonstrate how work release programs are effective, let's look at some success stories. So to illustrate the impact of work release programs, consider the success story of Michael Spike Wilkes, who turned his life around through the Bridges of America program. Another example is the Second Chance program in Tallahassee, where former inmates contribute to the community through work at a golf course, out of all places. These stories highlight the transformative potential of work release programs. Moving forward, it is crucial for policymakers to continue supporting and expanding these programs to maximize their benefits. Let's briefly compare the state of Florida to another state. The state I chose to compare Florida to is the state of Minnesota. Comparing Florida and Minnesota, Minnesota's programs are more comprehensive, addressing mental health and educational needs alongside employment. Florida, on the other side, focuses more on the job readiness, which has proven to be effective, but may benefit from more integrated approach like Minnesota. While Florida's approach is great because it makes former inmates, or when they're in the program, it helps them to be ready to go and apply for a job and stay with the stable job. Minnesota's approach is more comprehensive because it tackles it through the underlying issue of what causes inmates to recidivism, to why they go or rearrested and why they're reoffending. I'm sorry, I got a little stuck there, but we're gonna continue. Like I said, both approaches have their strengths, but incorporating some of Minnesota's strategies could further enhance Florida programs, right? To conclude, impact on work release programs. Work release programs are not just about providing the jobs. They're about creating a bridge to successful societal reintegration and economic growth. These programs offer inmates the chance to gain valuable work experience, build skills they may have not had before, and establish a strong foundation before re-entering society. By doing so, they significantly reduce the likelihood of recidivism and support public safety, ultimately making our communities more stable and productive. The effects of successful reintegration go beyond just the individual. They lead to safer neighborhoods, reduced crime rates, and more inclusive society where former inmates are included and can contribute positively rather than being excluded. However, to maximize the impact of these programs, it's crucial that policymakers, community leaders, and stakeholders recognize their pivotal role in supporting and expanding work release programs. Their efforts to enhance the quality of these programs, perhaps by maybe incorporating, the more comprehensive approach that we see in Minnesota. It could lead to even more significant reduction in recidivism and improve employment opportunities. As Florida continues to refine its criminal justice system, work release programs should be a priority. By doing so, we only benefit those directly involved in the program, but also create a more inclusive and safer society for all. My presentation is finished. I have come to the conclusion. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my Capstone project and engage with me with the questions and answers. And yeah, this is a wrap. Thank you so much.